members are people who've had a connection to the park. They've either lived there, they've fought for it, it means something to them, it's been a central part of their life. And first off, we have Jimbow the Hobo, who I met multiple years ago when he was living in the park, and he introduced me to the park and to the people there, and then we had a little legal case for him when the university took all your stuff, and we've been friends and relations ever since. So, Jimbow the Hobo. Yeah, you're good. Let's put it right close to your mouth.
Okay, here. So, I Osha, probably around 86 or something, took him out to the landfill, and he fell in love with it. So that gave me some exercise and made me feel better, because this man is always on the move for all of us, and I really appreciate it. So I wrote a small poem here, and it goes like this. Motherfucker named Osha and his friend Patrick took their colors up on this wall, painting an eyeball account that changed Berkeley, Kent State, in this country. Expressing colors in each frame of time, as you walk by it, draws you. 50 years it goes into history, and the effect goes on today. Now in Palestine, where they're only seen as just bodies. Back in the day, I felt responsible watching over the mural. The OGs watching for their next move. Standing here, fresh colors brings a tear in my eye, where I felt the power of being there. Like where I started, right here.
Yeah. Thank you, Jimbow. So next up is a person who probably more than anybody else here has been identified with the struggle for this park and was a central person in the creation of the park. He was there at the time. He's given his life to the struggles, including the struggle for the park, and he is the one who is leading now the struggle to keep that park from being, as the university plans, turned into something else. It's fought for the park all these years. Now is the time, Michael will tell you, is the time to keep fighting.
Yeah! And that, we meet every Sunday at 1 o'clock. Every Sunday, if you want to try and participate. All right, so I'm going to try and do a little bit of history here. As you see it, he's going to unfold the thing. The center of the struggle is somewhat in the center of the mural here. And the same thing that it sort of presents here is what's actually going on right now. This influenced our history, good or bad, right now. Like, for example, here we are at this dedication, but this dedication is in a sense of this mural, but the people that are behind this dedication want to take the park away. PBIT, the Business Association. So, how did it all come down? Well, basically, what happened over here at the fire hydrant, right here's the fire hydrant, it was over here, the fire hydrant was opened up, and a crew of Reagan Mafia provocateurs, while that fire hydrant was being opened up, started throwing at the sheriffs that were closing off the fire hydrant. That gave the sheriff an excuse to come up and shoot us up. Shooting 150 of us, 60 of them around where the Socialist Workers Party started with. This was where Rector was killed or maimed and died 4 days later, and it's where we're now living the events of that situation. So there's other speakers. I'm just going to jump to the chase here. I demand that the city of Berkeley that the city of San Francisco, the city of Oakland, I demand justice. At the very minimum, I demand an apology, especially from the university that now is trying to say, oh, we're the bad guys. We're the horrible people here. We're part of the working class. We don't want to identify, which is sort of a problem among all of us. We don't want to identify with poor people, black people, and people's park. We want to take it away. We did all of this, and now we're going to rewrite history, and this what this is sort of doing to us right now. So I demand that we get an apology from Berkeley. Thank you.
Denny, and yesterday I was called an extremist. No. And I was called an extremist for pointing out that People's Park has been a city landmark for 35 years, which I didn't think was very extreme. I thought that was just a matter of public record. And I was called an extremist for pointing out that People's Park, among the 10 sites the University of California wants to build housing that they have available now for housing, is the only site where the court ordered them to have amplified public concerts and events, thanks to Osha Neumann's legal work fresh out of law school. Woo-hoo-hoo. I don't think that's extreme either. I think that's simply a matter of public record. So when you get called an extremist for standing up for People's Park, just remember that's the University of California talking. Because when I went up and just wrote the cost of the sandpit volleyball court in washable chalk on the side of it, they decided to put me in jail for 3 days because it was legally defacement according to their slap suit. So while I was in jail, I wrote a little song. I hope you'll sing with me. It's called I Saw the Light at the North County Jail. It goes, People's Park is over and volleyball is freedom. I saw the light at the North County Jail. Chalking is defacement and roses are a weapon. I saw the light at the North County Jail. I saw the light, I saw the light, I saw the light at the North County Jail. I saw the light, I saw the light, I saw the light at the North County Jail. Oh, chalking is defacement and roses are a weapon. I saw the light at the North County Jail. We took native lands, and so of course we get to keep them. I saw the light at the North County Jail. I saw the light, I saw the light, I saw the light at the North County Jail. I saw the light, I saw the light, I saw the light at the North County Jail. Oh, people without houses should be put in jail for sleeping. I saw the light at the North County Jail. Oh, tasers are unpleasant, but they're really quite persuasive. I saw the light at the North County Jail. I saw the light, I saw the light, I saw the light at the North County Jail. I saw the light, I saw the light, I saw the light at the North County Jail. Oh, we need more police, and they are only here to help you. I saw the light at the North County Jail. Oh, this world would be better if more people were in prison. I saw the light at the North County Jail. I saw the light, I saw the light, I saw the light at the North County Jail. I I saw the light. I saw the light at the North County Jail.
So next up, now there are people who have talked about the park and what it meant to them and the struggles of the past, but there are some people here who are living in the park, for whom the park is a living necessity these days. They spend their time in the park, who have a special interest right now in keeping that park the way it is, and one of them here is from the site.
You don't know my name is Reggie Sykes. 32 years I've lived pretty much in this park. Now can you hear me? All right. Yeah, for 32 years I've lived in this park. And I've seen the transformation, I've seen it go from, wow, to what it is right now. We have an obligation. We have an obligation to make sure that this place is preserved. My best bet would be if we go through the challenge and try to declare this a historical landmark, a national landmark. I think that's one of the easiest ways we can keep this place. I'm hearing about meetings that they're having about putting dorms or putting housing up on people's park. I think the time is now to try to get together and resist that, because we're in deep trouble if we don't. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Reggie. So we've got depicted here the scene that happened when the university tried to take back the park and fence it back in '69. There are people who are here. There are people whom that event actually changed the course of their lives in a way that the powers that be may have come to regret. And one of those is civil rights attorney Jim Chanin.
Yes, hi. Well, I lived.
Talk right into it.
Is this better? Oh yeah. Okay. My first house was on the park. It was 2523 Dwight Way, and I moved here in 1967. And the university evicted me. It was my first eviction. And I went down to University Hall because I was a student, and they told me, well, we've done a study and no students live in your house. Well, the place was at least half students. And so I was evicted, and the house stood there for about 10 months. Then it was ripped down. Then it became a mud field, and some people who had a better idea than making it a mud field and parking lot where cars slipped into the water because it was flooded, built People's Park. And the university didn't do a damn thing for 2 years, but the minute that park went up there, they brought the full power of the state down on the people who were just trying to make this thing beautiful. And what they did here, shooting people, beating people, arresting people, killing James Rector, is something that we can never forget. And that's what the university and the city is trying to do now. They want to take this place down and build a couple of buildings here and forget this thing ever happened. Just like they forgot what they did to the Indians. That's exactly what's happening now. Except we're the Indians. And it feels real bad. So I really applaud Osha for putting up this mural and all the people helping him because we have to remember our history. We have to tell people what happened here because when we're all gone, this cannot be forgotten, for it will be repeated for sure. I remember being shot here and arrested here. It changed the course of my life. It made me understand just how bad some police can be. In any event, keep fighting. Let's stop this and let's support the bureau.
They shot Chanin. He's been suing them ever since. So he talked about the history. There are people who have lived that history. A person who was part of that history back then, and for whom it's not history. She's carried on the spirit of that history into the present in her everyday life. She grew up among the Black Panthers. She grew up here, and she is the person who embodies still that spirit, Aunti Frances.
All power to the people. I said all power to the people. Because there is power in the people. I'm honored to be speaking, to be alive, to stand before you, and to share my bit of my little story. When this all went down, I was inducted into the Black Panther Party. I was at the age of 17. Although I watched it on the news, I knew about the occurrences, and all I could say was, may 1,000 parks bloom. I think that's what Rosebud said. Isn't that what she said? May 1,000 parks bloom. Well, the fight still continues on. Gentrification is alive and well, so we have to stand up and be heard. I just went through an eviction, potential eviction, but the people lifted me up. If it wasn't for the people, I would have had a tent right here in the park, or tried to. But I have slept here. I've slept on the curbs. I've slept inside the park when they moved us out of the park. I slept in Tent City. So I've been all around here. But I tell you one thing, I lived good. I was fed well. So people's power is alive. So I just want to just share this, that the fight is still continuing on. I am in a pocket park on 61st and Adeline. I'm representing the Self-Help Hunger Program. The Self-Help Hunger Program is merely a legacy from the Planters Free Breakfast Program, where we use food as a tool to organize community. So come down on Tuesdays, 2 o'clock, and break bread with us. But they're trying to dismantle us, they're trying to migrate us, but we're going to stand firm. All power.
So the painting of this mural and the restoration of this mural has always been a group project. And it has relied on some incredibly wonderful artists who've been willing to be part of that project.
I never met anybody taller.
One of them in particular, my old dear friend, O'Brien Thiele. We painted this mural together back 46 years ago, and he was here in '99 when we restored it, and he was here critically today. And so I want to introduce Brian and Tammy, the two people.
One of my luckiest days was with our meeting Osha 42 years ago. Joining 10, 12 people who were drawing up the mural from his cartoon. Sketches.
Speak into the top of the mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, just painting a mural in 1976 with people in the mural was quite revolutionary and visionary. To come out of one studio and get to share in a process like this has really been enlightening. So I was introduced to a little bit of activist art, and it's like influenced my art my whole life. And I'm so lucky to get to do this a couple times here in Berkeley. So thank you very much, Berkeley, and Osha, the visionary.
Hi, my name is Tammy Artis, and I'm very honored to have been asked to help restore this mural. And I met Brian through a good friend of ours, Miranda, where we restored a mural, or actually we were creating a mural. But I really want to thank Osha and Brian, because when you restore a mural, you have to kind of feel the way the people paint, and they have a lot of emotion around these people. They care about the people in this mural. They care about Berkeley. They care about free speech. And it just was really an honor. The one thing that really struck me about this mural, besides its great beauty and how many different facets there are, is that it tells the truth that in history it's told over and over about how the people in power take that power and use it in a way that is against the people. And I think Mario Savio's that they resonate today resonate because the people that are in power are not for the people, they're for themselves. And they need to remember that they don't run the world. The little people run the world. And if we decide to stop, they're out of luck. I want to thank everybody that supported this mural and this restoration. Osha and Brian did all the work to raise the funds, and they are truly gentlemen. They are patient people that came and spoke with them for a long time sometimes. I never heard them get irritated. They didn't talk about anybody after they walked away. They're just true gentlemen, and I'm just honored, and I thank all of you for being here. And thank you, Brian. Thank you, Osha.
So we're getting close here. A lot of people here, this was made possible by the generosity of a lot of people here. Some people, we had an Indiegogo site. We promised you perks. You can pick up your perks there. Some people donated money. We're very close. We're not going to do this again. Brian and I, this is it. So we really want this to last. In order for it to last, we've got to put on this super special high-tech coating that will make it last, they claim, for 100 years. Yes! We're short on money for that. So at this point, people are going to be walking around with buckets. If we want this to last, this bucket money will go towards keeping this mural around, we hope, for generations. So at this point, I want to invite Charles come up. There are very few words in this mural. Mario Savio's we really wanted, but there were some words that were written and spoken when this event, the People's Park event, happened that I think deserve to be said again and remembered. Charles is going to read Who Owns the Park? And let me just say before that, we have here Aiden Hill, a council member candidate who says that he supports the continuation of the park.
Who owns the park? Someday, a petty official with a piece of paper called a land title, which states that the University of California owns the land of the People's Park. Piece of paper come from? The Castanoan Indians lived in the area now called Berkeley. They had no concept of land ownership. They believed that the land was under the care and guardianship of the people who used it and lived on it. Catholic missionaries took the land away from the Indians. No agreements were made. No papers were signed. They ripped it off in the name of God. The Mexican government took the land away from the church. The Mexican government had guns and an army. God's word was not as strong. The Mexican government wanted to pretend that it was not the army that guaranteed them the land. They drew up some papers which said they legally owned it. No Indians signed those papers. The Americans were not fooled by the papers. They had a stronger army than the Mexicans. They beat them in a war and took the land. Then they wrote some papers of their own and forced the Mexicans to sign them. The American government sold the land to some white settlers. The government gave the settlers a piece of paper called a land title in exchange for some money. All this time, there were still some Indians around who claimed the land. The American army killed most of them. The piece of paper saying who owned the land was passed around among rich white men. Sometimes the white men were interested in taking care of the land. Usually, they were just interested in making money. Finally, some very, very rich men who run the University of California bought the land. Immediately, these men destroyed the houses that had been built on the land. The land went the way of so much other land in America. It became a parking lot. We are building a park on the land. We will take care of it and guard it in the spirit of the Costanoan Indians. When the university comes with its land title, we will tell them, your land title is covered with blood. We won't touch it. Your people ripped off the land from the Indians a long time ago. If you want it back now, you will have to fight for it again. Frank Berkeley.
There are a number of people who wanted to read that incredible flyer. One of them was a person who was shot back then, Angus Brown, and he really deserves, because he had the bullets in his leg, to say a few words.
Hello. I could read this again because it's really great what you just listened to from Charles. But instead, I'll tell you, I was one of the people that was shot. I got buckshot in both legs. That's pretty big pieces of metal, about the size of a .38. And I was over on Chanin Way, and when I was taken into the dorm there to triage, I wasn't the worst off. There were people worse off than I was. And I can tell you all kinds of stuff from that day because it's seared in my memory. I've since become an architect. Actually, I was in school to be an architect, studying architecture here when I dropped out. And I was a dropout when I came to get shot. Didn't realize I was coming back to get shot, but that's what happened. I later had various things, and I ended up becoming an architect. And so my interest in this thing is not just to fight what the university wants to do, but also maybe influence it. I have no doubt that they'll put that some kind of building is going to go on there. Something is going to change there. I have no doubt. But I think that we can influence what happens. and we need to save this mural. We need to save the mural that's on the restrooms over there, at the least. And in addition to that, we need to save some of the ground that is the park. That would be great, but I'm not that naive anymore. So well, I'm just telling you from my point of view. Okay, I'm just telling you. All right, they're about to start the music. I just want to say, for many years, I was not an activist because you don't want to get shot again. Last year, I got arrested for the first time out at Livermore Labs. I'm happy to help fight this bulldozing of the park again.
Thank you, folks. Thanks for coming. That's it. I really appreciate it.